Hey, we're back
Hello, everybody. We have returned.
for a new, exciting year with many improvements and same old nerd and otaku news. So I hope you enjoy that.
As always, I am the Gentleman Snark,
And I am Flamehawk.
and we're here to bring you some excellent news here. But first, let's start off with what's going to be going on here from the show.
Well, we gonna update some things. We revamped our webpage, nerdvotaku.com. So if you want to catch up on the news and stuff when we're not on the air on WXCI, unfortunately, we can't be on here every minute of the day. You can always catch up on us and up on the world of the nerd and otaku on our webpage or Twitter at East Meets West.
That's at Meets West on our Twitter page, and also on our website you'll be finding lovely editions like Flamehawk's comic cascade, and we also have my gentleman collection here. And don't forget, on the weekends on Saturday nights we'll also be posting our Toonami previews, so be sure to check those out.
Just for a little warning, this week Toonami will have a grand, what's the word for it?
They'll have a Labor Day marathon of we have a bit of conflicting issues on this show, but they're going to be a Labor Day marathon of Machinko to Hatchin. So, a lot of mixed feelings about that. The show's decent, but that last episode with Chocolate Girl in Love...
Two episodes ago.
2 episodes ago, that Chocolate Girl in Love kinda... Yeah, it was a chore to watch.
This show is kind of like a Gary Busey mood swing, where some days it's like wild with action and stuff, and then you have some days where it's like mellow and it's like, wait, what is this? Because that episode had less action than the Fantastic Four movie.
Oh, come on. It wasn't that bad.
Well, it wasn't that great either.
Well then, here, you got any news here to kick it off here, Flamehawk?
Alright, I guess I can start it off. Well, originally, Hulk was involved in Civil War, but now he's being used for something better. No one mentioned what that would be, but it seems like maybe a Planet Hulk movie is in the works. Or maybe he's gonna join the Guardians, and maybe the next series. I don't know. Not sure what's gonna go on, but something is going to definitely happen with him. Keep an eye out for that. So, there's that. I think we all are in for a treat with Captain America Civil War, which is going to be like Avengers 2.5, essentially.
Okay, then. So, a bit of interesting news here. We also I've learned as of late that Owari no Seraph, or Seraph to the End, as many of you English speakers, most of you I should hope would know, is getting a stage musical in next February, which I'm like, don't get me wrong, I don't necessarily have a problem with it, but I've noticed there's been a trend lately where a lot of series have been getting some type of musicals, live action type of theater, drama type setting, and I'm just like, the Persona series gone nuts with it. Naruto got one. Tokyo Ghoul's getting one. Already got one. Danganronpa got one, and Danganronpa 2 is going to get one. So I'm just wondering, is this a new fad here?
Owari no Seraph, like the vampire one,
yes,
right?
That is correct. That is correct.
I definitely think that's like one of the best new animes of this year, but I don't know how they can turn that into a musical.
If they did it with Tokyo Ghoul, then technically they can, but this is another would and should type of situation here. I'm like, I didn't even see the Tokyo Ghoul theater, so I don't even know how that was, and I'm not sure how this will turn out, so...
Can't be any worse than the Attack on Titan live.
Come on, we haven't even seen it yet. A lot of people bashed on it, but we haven't even seen it yet. Come on, let's give it some credit first.
Okay, I'll give it some credit, but
give it some leniency.
From what we saw already in the previews and some stuff, it doesn't look promising.
Yes, we may be able to get you a review on the live action series, folks, but don't, we make no promises here, but we might be able to get you a review out there, folks. We might. So be sure to check out our website. That's once again nerdvotaku.com, and it should be in the Gentleman's Collection section of the site, and you might be able to see a review on this. No promises, though. No promises, as we got busy lives out here, folks. So yes.
We are here with Michael Wright, and he's here to talk about Can't Stop the Nerd Night in Newtown this upcoming weekend.
Well, essentially, that's a good mashup. The event in question is Can't Stop the Serenity. It's part of the annual Can't Stop the Serenity campaign to raise funds for Equality Now and for regional charities. The charity we have in Newtown will be the Mary Hawley Society, which is part of the endowment by Mary Hawley and the Hawley family to maintain some of the historical buildings in Newtown, of which the Edmond Town Hall is one of them. So in support of that, and as part of this year's Newtown Arts Festival, Can't Stop the Serenity will be coming to Newtown as a special event this Sunday, September 6th from 5:30 to 10:30 at the Edmond Town Hall Theater. We'll be screening Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, as well as the big damn movie Serenity, and that will be the hallmark of the event, but we also plan to have other things as well, but most especially a cosplay contest. So if you come in cosplay, we'd be more than happy to look you over and judge you and all that fun stuff. But the hallmark is that those who are chosen as the winner will be given the opportunity to join the Arts Commission and ride the float on this Monday's Newtown Labor Day Parade, which is the only Labor Day parade in the state. So there's street cred for that. So that's one element of it. We also have a special musical guest to play before the feature, and his name is Sean Faust. He has the dubious honor of performing at 3 other Can't Stop the Serenity screenings here in the U.S. He is a singer-songwriter by trade, and he has a single, which a song that he wrote inspired by Firefly and Serenity called Signal. And 50% of the proceeds from the sales of that single go to Equality Now, which is a grassroots global organization endowed to protect and advocate for the human rights of women and girls around the world.
That definitely sounds like an interesting night. That's this Saturday, right?
It's this Sunday.
Sunday.
The Sunday of Labor Day weekend. Doors open at 5:30. And we'll be going on right around till 10:30. And for more information on the event, you can visit us at nerdnightinnewtown.org.
Yeah, Serenity was definitely a good movie. That was by Joss Whedon, correct?
Most certainly, and it was a nice way for a beleaguered television show to get the revenge it could deserve by being a feature film.
Exactly. Firefly definitely got cut down in its prime.
Oh, most certainly. And a lot of people are discovering the show through online means, and that way new fans of the show and of the movie can once again get a chance to see it on the big screen, in addition to enjoying Dr. Horrible.
Well, I, for one, am certainly excited, especially the cosplay event. Woo!
Yeah, you don't have too many opportunities around here to show off your stuff, and some friends of ours from the Crazy Otaku group out of Binghamton, New York, will be down to be guest judges, so we're excited to have them. And we're reaching out to all the browncoats out there, especially those who are friends with the browncoats of New York City, as well as the New England browncoats, who are sort of sandwiched in between in Connecticut. But we look forward to seeing any and all of you at our Can't Stop the Serenity event.
Definitely seems like a fun thing to do. I mean, there's probably not much things to do on the Sundays, so...
Well, especially in a holiday weekend.
Exactly. Gas is cheap, so gas up and go over there.
So if all y'all just sitting around at home on Sunday with nothing much to do and you live around the area, don't. Come on, show up, stop by, give the event some love.
Now, those who are fans of Firefly may know of a song called The Hero of Canton, which was used in an episode. Sean Faust has the dubious honor of leading as many audience members in events in a sing-along version of The Hero of Canton, and we'll be more than happy to provide the lyrics to that song in our program.
Got nothing else to do? Should go do it. Many exciting things like Serenity, a guest performance, and cosplay, so what's not to like?
On to other news is here. Let's see. To all you Phoenix Wright and Ace Attorney fans here, it's no secret that Ace Attorney 6 has been confirmed to be in development, and has also been confirmed to be in development for the West. So this is looking very good. This is looking very good. A lot of fans out there are excited, especially a lot of fans out there even on Twitter are very excited out here. So they just recently though they have revealed a bit more information on the game, and well, as you know, the game is going to be on Nintendo 3DS. So apparently the game's theme is going to be having a courtroom revolution, and it's going to take place in a different country. Apparently Phoenix Wright has went to a different country to complete a certain task, or for a certain reason, air quotes, and there he meets two new characters. I mean, there's a mysterious woman who is on the picture of the tweet we had sent out, and also he gains a new client, and their name would be the apprentice priest Bakuto Susani. I'm sorry if I butchered the name. And basically, apparently the custom within that country is that there is no defense attorney in the court proceedings. So basically, the judge seems to deem a lot of guilty proceedings very quickly. So as we all know, Phoenix Wright isn't going to allow such injustice to stand here. So this is looking to be. So basically, we're going to be getting into a different country. So we're going to be seeing Phoenix Wright in a fish out of water type of setting, so to speak. So it'll be very interesting to see how they create with this different country, how the certain customs would go in, and what exactly the crime is, because it seems like the setting for this one will be taking much more of a mystical setting. I mean, we've always had some sort of mystical sense with the Phoenix Wright, especially in like the first game with Maya and such, but this one seems to be saying that the mystical and the magic stuff is going to be more prevalent than in the other series. So I mean, that's a nice turn, that's a nice twist. I'm a bit concerned how they are just pumping out a new Ace Attorney game that quickly, since the last spin-off with Phoenix Wright's ancestor meeting Sherlock Holmes and such like that. I don't doubt the game will be interesting, but I mean, will it have the right difficulty to entertain the fans of the series? Because I believe the crossover one, which was Phoenix Wright and Professor Layton, while the game was good enough to even get its own movie, a lot of people complained that the puzzles weren't very challenging enough. Like the cases, the puzzles, they weren't very challenging enough. So hopefully this game will deliver on what the fans were missing on. So what do you think, Flamehawk?
I don't know, it's definitely a good game series, but it's been going downhill in the last few releases.
I mean, don't shoot us in the foot here, folks, because I'm not entirely familiar with how well the last spin-off with Phoenix Wright's ancestor. I'm not very sure on how that game did, but on the crossover, it didn't. I mean, it was a fan favorite because you have two characters coming together. I mean, who doesn't love a crossover? But in terms of actual gameplay and difficulty, it didn't really deliver from what some of the fans had said. So, I mean, there's that. Today is a special day as usual, because then that's when we get certain Shonen Jump chapters, and I feel it should be necessary that we talk about One Piece for a second. Like that chapter. Oh, and spoilers, by the way, for like anime onlys or for people who have not yet read the chapter, you may want to like go away for a few minutes. And for those who have not read it yet, what are you doing? Read it now. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So this chapter 799. The fight with Fujitora and Luffy continues, but it was a bit weird because basically Luffy was calling out all his attacks as he was fighting Fujitora, because I mean, he kind of pitied him in a sense because he's blind or whatnot. I mean, the fight kind of got abrupted real quick, which I mean was a good thing, because I mean, I'm not saying Luffy isn't on Admiral level, because there's many debates on that. But what I'm really saying is, after that big fight with Doflamingo and literally abusing all his haki for Gear 4th, for him to just get up and go and ready to take on an Admiral, like literally almost like a few days after that big fight, I don't think it would really turn out in Luffy's favor. So the giant grabbing Luffy Go so they can run and escape was very smart strategic move, especially when they had to stop Zoro when he was about to enter the fray. It was a very interesting chapter. The ending was phenomenal because apparently Luffy might get his own fleet, so we might be seeing Luffy becoming the next Whitebeard here. So that's a nice touch. The sad part is no chapter of One Piece next week. Boo! But, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, Oda needs to take a rest. I mean, he's always working himself ragged, so I can respect that. The chapter was pretty good, so, like I said, go check it out. Go read it. All that stuff. It's a very solid chapter, nice info. But speaking of One Piece, recently, One Piece episode of Sabo came out, and I had posted my speculation on the series before it came out on our website here. A lot of, like, some of my speculations were spot on. I felt the special was lacking in a few things. I mean, it was pretty much just, literally with these episode type of special movies, they literally just recap. So if you're expecting a lot of new content or something, like, big, you're going to be a bit disappointed here. Like, Flamehawk, how'd you feel about the special?
It was just basically same old episode, just put together, nothing in between, and the graphics were better. That's it.
I mean, yeah, it was like the Luffy versus Dong Jin-Jiao, million times better. I will say, the main thing the anime did get done better than the special was the clash between Luffy and Dong Jin-Jiao. I mean, that clash was phenomenal in the anime. But in the special, it wasn't bad, but it didn't do it justice like how the anime did. I mean, there was a big clash, and they managed to just knock out all the people and literally just wiped all the fodder out into the ocean. But in the special, you just have them falling down unconscious. There was no big clash, no big explosion. I mean, just people just went unconscious when, Luffy and Dong Jin-Jiao clashed. So it was, in that regard, it was a bit disappointing. But other than that, the fight was just awesome, beautiful, all that stuff. I mean, Toei, when it comes to movies and specials, they stepped their A game up. Now let's see how they do with the next One Piece movie. And back to you, Flamehawk.
Well, Steven Spielberg kind of put a knock on superhero movies yesterday. He said they're going to go the way of the Westerns, and there's going to be a time where they die out. Discussion is open to you, Michael, as well, if you want.
So he just said that superhero movies might just die out.
There's going to be a day that they're going to phase out like the Westerns did. I don't see that, but
I mean, this sounds a bit similar to when Hayao Miyazaki, he also said how anime, I think he was the creator of Evangelion, actually, that stated how anime may come to an end. So this seems very similar, but to the whole, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if the quality goes down, then yeah, it'll fizzle out. But I mean, as long as we keep up, the good work, good quality and such here, I mean, I don't see it dying out. What do you think here, Michael?
Much of our pop culture is, sad to say, governed by the almighty dollar, and if the entertainment companies don't see a need to make the content from a creative standpoint, especially when you've got such major, behemoths like Marvel and DC and all the, and other publishers and other studios creating, a wealth of material, you find yourself in a quandary. If you think from a genre standpoint that superhero films will probably modify into maybe another subgenre that may catch fire and may take hold for years on end. That's another way to think about it. But in hindsight, if the traditional superhero film, your Avengers, your Man of Steel, your
Fantastic Four.
Batman, Fantastic Four, you gotta blame Fox for dropping the ball again. I'm not gonna even wax more poetic than that.
Yeah.
But again, if there is a market for it, there will always be an audience for it. I think that is really what sums it up.
Exactly. And
Pretty
there's
much.
there's so much, like I don't know how many publishers there are. There's tons. Like there's so much like knowledge of like things they can tap into. Marvel has a million things. DC has a million things. Dark Horse has a million things. List goes on. Image, IDW, whatever.
I mean, if I had to say what be the main issue which may lead to superheroes dying out if that ever happens, is that they focus too much on like the main stuff. They don't give like the side stuff enough attention. I mean, we're just now getting a Suicide Squad movie, and Justice League is still taking its sweet time to get here. So, I mean, they focus too much on like the main stuff, but not enough on the side stuff. I mean,
Well, Ant-Man got a movie, so That's kind of the side stuff.
From the DC perspective, it's one long overture.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it any better myself.
I mean, when will we get like a live action Teen Titans movie? I mean, come on. Don't you think the Teen Titans deserve like a movie on the silver screen?
Yeah, I mean, if Smallville can show Clark Kent growing up, I'm sure that they can show Robin, Starfire, and the rest of the gang, getting their teen angst on.
Exactly. I mean, they've always been running around in the animated series, and that's fine, except for Teen Titans Go. That's fine, but I mean, let's see them.
That's fine for what it is. Teen Titan, like, if you just like turn off your mind, don't read too much into it, and just like watch it, it's all right.
Okay, you expect me to give respect to a show that
I'm not saying respect.
One
I'm just
episode-
saying it's not absolutely unwatchable. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, on my perspective, I've given the show a few chances. I really did. I watched a few episodes, and it just doesn't do it for me. I'm gonna be honest. It just doesn't do it for me. But like, back to the main point here. I mean, we've always seen the Teen Titans, or like even the sidekicks in general, they've had their run in the animated series and stuff like that, doing great things. Like, when will we see them on the silver screen here? I mean, I think they're long overdue for that, and that's what I'm saying. Like, they focus too much on the main stuff like Batman, Superman, but they don't give enough to like to the other lesser known stuff, like make it flesh out. Like Static Shock. Like, when will Static Shock get a good movie? I mean, Static Shock was a good hero. I mean, I like this TV show.
That's part of DC, right?
Yeah, it's part of DC.
Well, they're still trying to play catch up with Marvel, so they're gonna take a while to get into like the heavy or lesser known characters. I mean, Justice League hasn't even come out yet.
Well, that is. I mean, they're taking their time with this. I mean, Batman v Superman's gonna come out in November, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
I mean, there's Batman v Superman, and don't get me wrong, that looks like amazing. But I mean, we've had a lot of renditions of Batman v Superman, especially in the animated series. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nice to see, but once again, can we get something else? That's all I'm asking here. Like,
Yeah, they pushed that back till March 25th.
March 25th.
Yep.
And there we go. There's nothing much to talk about at that point. There's nothing much to talk about. Focusing too much on the main stuff, but the side stuff just gets shafted.
Well, it still gives you plenty of reading every Wednesday from here on out until the movie comes out.
Exactly.
Well,
So many
there's
more
that.
other stories to tell.
I mean, I guess in a marketing perspective, it may work, but I mean, there's going to be a time where even the fans will probably say, can we get enough of this and something else? I mean, how long did it take us to get a proper Deadpool movie and not that wannabe character from, I think it was X-Men Origins, I believe?
Wolverine. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one. No, I mean, we're finally getting a proper Deadpool movie, and it has everybody's fan favorite, Ryan Reynolds, who everyone wanted to be Deadpool. You look like, if you go on YouTube, look at all like the fan stuff with fan trails of Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds had always been the character of choice to play, and it's finally happening. Let's just hope Fox doesn't drop the ball like Fantastic Four. That's all I
I
ask.
think the trailer was enough for me.
Yeah, me too.
Same here.
I mean, they basically put Ryan Reynolds in charge of that movie, and that's the only reason why it's going to be good.
Plus, he talked to the right people, as well as the writers, and so he's in good hands. At least it's my hope.
True, me too.
Stay positive.
Yep.
Yes, keep the hope alive. But that's. I mean, what is exactly is your take on the whole focusing on main stuff and not giving the side stuff? What is your take on that?
Well, basically, it started with 2008. Iron Man started the whole revolution, so it's only 7 years into it, and DC is still trying to play catch up, and we still have smaller guys, like publishers, trying to catch the bigger guys in a sense. Variety is just getting a few characters into the big screen, and a few others. I think Dark Horse should be doing a little bit more, but that's neither here nor there. So there's still time, so let's not jump to conclusions.
All right, but I mean, I still stand by what I say though. But we should get some other characters up in there. But all right, I mean, we should exercise patience here. Temperance is a thing, so. Yeah, that is one nice thing here. So then. Oh yes, in other news. Lupin the Third Blue Jacket series has finally made it to Italy. Woo! Oh, you can also watch the episodes online. So, yeah. So also, the episodes are online, so on English sub. So if all y'all want to go watch it, so that go ahead. So yeah, Lupin the Third Blue Jacket series, amazing. It's like the series never left. It's like it literally just never left. It has 2 episodes so far. I personally loved it. I mean, the first episode had basically, spoilers by the way, had Lupin the Third basically at his wedding. I mean, the title alone, it was Lupin the Third's wedding. That title alone should make you want to go watch it. I mean, Lupin the Third getting married here, like, to who? Oh, and by the way, it's not to Mine Fujiko. So that's something to think about there, folks. So, but, I mean, there's a lot of ways this can go. I mean, a lot of people are saying that when a show comes back after long years of hiatus, it could turn out bad. I mean, for the 2 episodes I watched, Lupin the Third has not followed that trend at all. But there are other long-time shows that have. Dragon Ball Super, I'm looking at you. Especially, I believe it was episode 5 where Goku and Beerus fought for the first time. Toei, what happened? Toei, what happened? You dropped the ball like Flame Hog. Like, did you see this?
I no comment.
I mean, what happened? I mean, don't get me wrong. The later episodes, it did get a bit better, especially with Vegeta fighting Beerus and all that stuff. But, like, what happened to it? You had one job.
They pulled the 4 kids. That's it.
They had one job. I mean, all I have to say to that is just wow. I mean, I'm not bashing on Dragon Ball Super because, like I said, the other later episodes, they definitely did get better, animation-wise. So yeah, I mean, the only thing I want to know is because, like, the manga, as I'm aware of, is up to 3 chapters, and we already get to see another spoilers, by the way, for those of you who did not read the manga. We already get to see the new God of Destruction, whose name's Champa. We only see, like, a brief instance with him already in the manga. So, from what I have seen and watched in the news all over the place, Champa has yet to make a main appearance. So, we're still kind of waiting for that divide where they break off the movie Battle of Gods and go do their own thing. We're still, like, waiting for the fillerized type of stuff is gone, and we focus more onto, like, the new stuff. The new stuff that all draw us to, like, Dragon Ball Super. Because come on, I mean, we don't want an episodic version of Battle of Gods. Nobody wants that. We watched the movie was great. Can we just, like, get to the new stuff, please? That's all we ask here. Like, what are your takes, Flamehawk?
Yeah, it seems like the same old runaround, but it's getting better in the later episodes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, it's getting better here. So, I mean, don't count Dragon Ball Super. It just had a bit of a rough patch. It just had a bit of a rough start. But I mean, it's slowly getting better, and hopefully, like, next time we're on air, I can start saying some good stuff about it, like how it's done very well. I mean, there is a bit of disappointment here. I mean, many people thought Vegeta would turn Super Saiyan 3 in this rendition of Dragon Ball Super. A lot of people must have been sorely disappointed here, but I mean, it still looked good. I mean, he still managed to beat up Beerus a bit for all you Vegeta fans out there. So, there's that. So, back to you, Flamehawk, on your end.
We have some more news on the Netflix side of the Marvel's continuity. The series Luke Cage has added a few people. Theo Rossi used to be on Sons of Anarchy. He will be playing one of the main villains, Shades, who was in the prison with Luke Cage at his time of incarceration. And also, seems like Iron Fist will be making a brief appearance in it, so there's no really downside to Netflix, except for I have no idea when a.k.a. Jessica Jones will be taking the airwaves, or computer waves, or whatever. It said December, November, and then it went back to March, and now it's like back to January. They don't know when it is.
So, I mean, have they even started filming?
Oh yeah, if it had to be filmed already, because if it hasn't, there's nothing to show in that brief amount of time.
I mean, okay, but if they've already filmed it, why the runaround? Do you think there's been, like, some technological issues here? Like, what do you speculate might be the reason for this?
There's got to be some kind of hiccup in the thing, because if it was, they would be having a set schedule instead of having a jump around kind of thing. So we'll see how it goes, but Daredevil went well, so
I mean,
let's see how that turns out.
I mean, I have no doubts. I mean, I'm pretty sure the show might be very good here. I mean, hold on, was it Fox that directed the Daredevil movie?
The original one?
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
So I mean, they managed to clean up Fox's mess with the original Daredevil movie.
Fantastic Four.
Well, I don't see that getting a live action series anytime soon.
I'm just saying someone needs to kind of just take them away from Fox.
If anything, I would like to have Marvel take him back, please. Because I mean, I was never a huge fan of Fantastic Four, especially since those last two movies like Rise of the Silver Surfer here. But I mean, Michael, what are your thoughts on the whole Fantastic Four debacle?
I wish I could default. Unfortunately, it's my daughter that actually saw the movie, so I'll have to, default to her off air. But apart from the problems with the movie itself, it really is just that in the creative hands of those on one studio side as opposed to the folks holding the keys at Marvel, they're sort of at a stalemate as far as how to establish these characters so that at some point they can be reintegrated into the Marvel Cinema Universe or the Marvel TV Universe, depending on which way they would like to go. But unfortunately, they have their hands tied because they can only make features and they can only have something that stands one step outside of the current Marvel Cinema Universe to be able to have it stand on its own. And I guess somewhere in the production chain, it kind of broke down creatively. But I mean, other than the fans not liking what they were, witness to, that really just boils down to whoever is responsible. And I won't name names. Can't name names.
Yeah.
I don't even know the names.
I'm just saying, like, Von Doom would be like the perfect villain after Thanos, after Infinity Wars. I just think that would be like the perfect go-to villain after him.
Yeah, but Infinity Wars is still long off. Still a bit long off.
4 years.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, we still have. I mean, we still got Civil War, and is there another movie after? I think the next Thor movie is supposed to come out after that.
Yeah, there's that. There's a whole bunch of ones. Guardians 2.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Finally see who Quill's father is. That'd be interesting.
Hooked on a feeling, I'm high on believing. Okay, that's enough of that. But
that's our musical version of the show, everyone.
So on to the whole Civil War thing. I've also been hearing inklings that Black Panther is supposed to make an appearance here. So how's that? Like, do you have any info like as to who's playing Black Panther?
I do. Name escapes me right now.
Because, I mean, in the Age of Ultron, they obviously had a big cameo with Wakanda and stealing the adamantium, and we all know Black Panther isn't gonna like that. So, sheesh.
That is Chadwick Boseman is going to be playing Black Panther, and that's coming out 2018. Yeah, he's also going to be doing being Captain America Civil War. He's kind of going to be taking, from what I believe, the Spider-Man side of it, because he's going to be playing both the roles of Captain America and Iron Man, because the resolution between Sony and Marvel couldn't have been reached in a better time to allow for the real adaptation with Spider-Man as his true role in the comics.
Well, I mean, if anything, we have to admit one thing. Sony's better than Fox. What, no? What, no?
They that's like coin flip right there. They're both...
I mean, at least admit that they did Spider-Man justice. At the very least, admit that.
They did Spider-Man justice in the first series. Tobey Maguire.
You just can't give it to him. You just can't give it to him. Well then. So then, there's also... Oh yes. The Testament of Sister New Devil Burst ending song has also been is also going to be premiering on October 9th, and it's also second season will be premiering on October 9th. So basically, if you're not familiar with the Testament of Sister New Devil, it's basically a series. The main character wakes up and he gets a new sister. His dad brings him home a new sister and whatnot, but surprise, the sister happens to be the daughter of the Demon King and whatnot. So there's that. And the main character also means to be a part of a hero clan. So oh yeah, I will warn a lot of people here that, especially if you like action more than provocative stuff in anime, this anime is kind of heavy on the provocative side. Like, don't get me wrong, there is action, a lot of sword fighting, no pun intended. And so, yeah, there's that. But like I said, if you have this kind of thing where you don't like a lot of fan service, that's gonna be in the Testament of Sister New Devil Burst. It's gonna be in there. It's kind of inescapable. So take it with a grain of salt. Take it for what it is. I have not watched the anime. I've read the manga and I've liked what I've seen so far. It's nothing great, nothing breathtaking, nothing I haven't seen already. Because there's one thing I've noticed, especially with light novels in the anime industry, they like to abuse the whole Demon King hero type of setting. They like to abuse that a lot. We've seen that in so much stuff. Let's see, like Disgaea. Well, Disgaea makes spoofs of and makes fun of the genre, which, I mean, who doesn't love Disgaea for that? But more to the point here, it's there. Take it for what you will. Oh yeah, the ending theme song has been is being performed by Dual Flare, and it's called Temperature, which I'm not sure what exactly that's going to be referring to, but I have a few ideas. None I can say on air though. So yeah, Testament of Sister New Devil Burst, the ending song, it's been revealed to be Temperature, performed by Dual Flare. Be sure for all y'all to go check it out. There's going to be some joining cast for the second season, which is going to be Tisho Jinda as Ramsus, Hibiku Yamura as Lukia, and Kikuyo Ino as Lila. I apologize if I butcher the names. This is not my first language, obviously. So there's that. So back to Flamehawk with the news.
We seem to be getting a new Mega Man movie, so there's that. I mean, it can't be any worse.
Another one, or is this a new one?
This is a new one.
Is it live action or?
Yeah, it's a live.
Okay, I'm done.
From what it seemed, it can't be any worse than Pixels.
Okay, I have a slight thing about Pixels. A lot of people complained about how Pixels wasn't that good of a movie. My little rant is this. You have, like, what, Adam Sandler? I think there was also, like, Kevin James. You have a cast of comedy actors. What did you expect the movie to be? Nothing but a comedy. A spoof, if nothing else. Like, I don't see what was so bad about the movie. Like, Michael, do you have anything to say about this? Did you watch Pixels?
I watched the original short. I didn't actually see the feature, so I wish I could comment on that. It's like a lot of us kind of miss things in the theaters, and then they show up on a third run house for like a week or 2 weeks for, a couple of clams, and then all of a sudden you see them, on your favorite, watch a movie anytime service. That's kind of how I felt with the original trailer to Pixels, so that's as far as I go. I can't pass judgment on something I haven't seen.
Well, I'll say this, like,
but the short was great.
I'll say this, it was nothing breathtaking or anything like that, but I mean, if it was supposed to be a comedy, I don't see the issue here. I mean, they had a cast of comedy actors here, so I mean, as a comedy, it should do well. I mean, if you're expecting some epic action adventure, you came to the wrong place. You came to the wrong place, you watched the wrong movie, because that clearly wasn't it. But, sorry for that slight deviation, folks. Back to Flamehawk.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for listening to us. I hope you enjoyed our first show back. Remember, you can follow us at Meets West, is MEETSWEST, or also nerdvataku.com.
So yeah, be sure to check us out on those media sites. Also feel free to send us a message or emails of sort, and to give us feedback on how you want to us to do better the show. We love some improvement. Oh yeah, and tell your friends. We are back. East meets West and Nerd v Otaku. We are back. So tell your friends. We're going to be here on every week Thursday at 3 p.m. to 4 Eastern Standard Time.
Thank you for listening to us. Have a good one.
See ya.
Hey, this is Flamehawk. I hope you enjoyed our weekly East Meets West podcast.
Be sure to catch us every week on Thursdays at 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I run the American side of things, covering Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and much, much more.
And as always, I run the otaku and Japanese side of things, from Shonen Jump into other interesting anime news. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Your contribution is always appreciated.
And remember, folks, stay classy.
See ya!